The Cushman Wellness Center at Sharp Memorial Outpatient Pavilion offers 5-star comprehensive health appraisals, taking the annual physical to an entirely new level. Live your best life. Call 1-800-82-SHARP for more information. That is the Cushman Wellness Center, Sharp Memorial Outpatient Pavilion. The San Diego Crew Classic would like to extend a special thank you to all of our media partners, including the Union Tribune, Cox Communication, San Diego
British
Family
Columbia,
Magazine, San Diego Business Journal,
Temple,
and Radio San Diego.
UC San Diego, Gonzaga. Attention. Go!
Event 73, Men's Collegiate Varsity Invitational Petite Final. Lane 1, University of British Columbia. Lane 2, Temple University. Lane 3, UC San Diego. Lane 4, Gonzaga University. All boats away. Up in the 40-42 stroke per minute range. 4 different colored shells for this particular event. And the leader in lane 1, the Thunderbirds from University of British Columbia. Second spot goes to Temple. Third spot then in lane 3, UC San Diego, and fourth to Gonzaga. Temple now is shifted down, rowing 35.5 strokes per minute. And right now it's bow ball to bow ball, lanes 1, lanes 2, and equally as contested are positions for third and fourth, with Gonzaga holding a slight lead over UC San Diego. As we approach the 500-meter mark now, University of British Columbia has opened up a 2 to 3 seat advantage over Temple. The third position is owned by Gonzaga, about a seat advantage over UC San Diego. So we've got 2 boat races going on. Boat race between 1 and 2, and then between 3 and 4. But University of British Columbia leads event number 73, the Men's Collegiate Varsity Invitational 8 Petite Final.
Definitely going to see who has the staying power in this one, because British Columbia and Temple have gone out together, and then Gonzaga and the University of California San Diego are having their own unique battle for third and fourth position. But if this split stays the way it is right now, we could have a barn burner of a finish with British Columbia and Temple going almost stroke for stroke, with the white shell British Columbia crew on the lead at this time. Temple sliding into second position, then looking outside to Gonzaga, currently having their way slightly over the University of California San Diego.
Gonzaga and the University of California San Diego raced each other down here on Mission Bay a few weeks ago. That was down on the course in SeaWorld Channel, and on that occasion it was the UC San Diego crew that gained the win and the advantage. Looks like Gonzaga are intent on reversing that result in this race. At the front of the field, it's Temple and University of British Columbia, and whoever puts their blade into the water last has their bows in front, and it's changing. The lead is changing every stroke. Looks like
we have the other battle going on between Gonzaga and University of California San Diego, but still out at the front it is British Columbia and Temple. As Charles mentioned, they are stroke for stroke and changing that lead back and forth consistently. Gonzaga beginning to make up some ground on the outside and opening up some space between themselves and the University of California San Diego.
Yeah, this private battle that's going on between Gonzaga and UC San Diego may of course have the effect of pushing them on to the 2 crews in the front. The thing that may keep the 2 crews in the front away from them is the fact that they're engaged in their own private battle up there. stroke for stroke. Not any real major difference in the stroke rate between the two crews. University of British Columbia in lane 1 and Temple in lane 2.
Gonzaga beginning to make up ever so slightly some ground on the outside. They may want to join the party here. British Columbia and Temple, stroke for stroke as we mentioned before. Temple may be just slightly moving forward there as British Columbia along the shoreline in lane number 1. All the way outside in lane number 4, Gonzaga, and the University of California, San Diego is laboring in lane number 3.
By looking at those two crews together, the impression is that University of British Columbia are rowing at a slightly higher stroke rating, so it's probably costing them more to stay level with Temple.
Temple edging slightly ahead here now. And we mentioned Gonzaga a couple of times, and they are sneaking up on the outside.
Although UC San Diego seem to be coming back at Gonzaga now. Certainly UC San Diego are on the charge in the final 500.
Temple now establishing a little bit more of a lead over British Columbia. And although Gonzaga was on the move on the outside, Temple has responded and now apparently is in a position to be able to hold off both British Columbia along the shoreline and Gonzaga outside, without regard to the fact the University of California, San Diego has kicked it up a notch, and they are beginning to charge in on Gonzaga. Once again, our leader is Temple in lane number 2, but they certainly do not have a comfortable lead. It is British Columbia along the shoreline. British Columbia on the shoreline, Temple in lane number 2, then all the way outside, the University of California, San Diego has put on a charge and snuck up on Gonzaga. On the first front of this crew racing activity, we have Temple and British Columbia. British Columbia along the shoreline, Temple outside. It's going to be very tight. British Columbia coming on strong. Temple in lane number 2, and it looks like British Columbia may have gotten up and snagged it away from Temple right to the last 100 meters, with the University of California, San Diego taking a run and eclipsing Gonzaga. Here we come down to the wire. British Columbia had the opportunity earlier to make a run. They were bow ball to bow ball against Temple, and then in the last 300 meters, British Columbia kicked it in, and they got up a nose in front, and unofficially it will be British Columbia, the winner of the men's collegiate varsity invitational petite final in a strong row. They were nose to nose, then dropped back. Temple beginning to have a commanding lead, but then the University of British Columbia found something and came back and took it by about a half a bow length. University of California, San Diego made a run, but were unable to get more than third, and Gonzaga finished in fourth. And one of our